Hey everyone, we're back with another customization. And this time we're adding product badges to your collection and product pages. This was another request by you, and I think you're gonna like it. You also might notice that the background is a little bit different. I changed where my home office is, so this is what I've got now. If you like these videos, it would mean a lot to me if you could like and subscribe. We work really hard on these tutorials so that you can sell more stuff on your Shopify stores. And your support means we can keep making free tutorials like this, and maybe even upgrade the setup a little bit. All right, well, enough of that. Let's take a look at the product badges. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the final result and some of the features that we've built into this solution. And if you like what you see, after we've got the tutorial section where I guide you through it step by step on how to add it to your store. Okay, so here we have our demo store. You can see there's a number of different badges on here. The normal badge that you would get is sale, or if it's sold out, it would show something like that, sold out. So we've added the option to add 3 new badges. They could be text badges, they could be image badges, it's up to you. But here you can see here on this product, we've added all 3 in here, and we've chosen to make it a new, a popular, and an image badge that says sale here. You can change the text, you can change the colors. It's really completely up to you. You can also even change the position of it as well. So right now it's in bottom right corner. You can change them to whichever corner you want. They don't all have to be in the same corner either. You've got a lot of flexibility here, and I will jump into the settings a little bit later to kind of show you all of that. If we hop into our product page, you can also see that the badges are applied to the product page as well. It's going to be in the same way that the current badges are. So the sale comes right beside the price. So we've just added the badges right beside the existing badges as well. And so that's what that looks like. What we can do now is we'll just kind of jump into our theme editor and we'll take a look at these settings here. So if we come to, let's say a collection, different badges here on the collection here. So we go to theme settings, and we can go to custom badges right here. And this whole menu is brand new. We added this for this customization. What we've got here is we've got a few different sections here. So the first one is the display option. So right now you can see your sales at top and then new popular. The order that they show up is in the order that we've placed them here. So we actually have a custom badge 1 and then a whole bunch of settings, and then a custom badge 2 and some more settings, which are exactly the same. It's just for the second badge. And then we've got a third one as well. And so that's the order they show up in, but we can actually reverse the order. And that's what this button's for, right? So now sale is going to go to the bottom, and then we've got new and popular at the top, right? So we've just reversed it. You can change the layout. So right now they're stacked like this. You can make them in line. All right, so now they show up like that. And you can change the spacing between them. Next, we've got the actual settings for the badges themselves. So right now, here we say it's only going to be for this first badge. This first badge is actually this image one here that we've selected. So you can see here I've selected an image. And you can say it's only on the product card, right? So if we come back to our product page, you can see here that we don't have this showing up, right? It's because we said we don't want it to show up on the product page, only on the product card. So you have the option to show, to decide where the badges will show up. Then you can decide what type of badge it is, right? So it could be a text badge, right? So if I change it to text, then it'll change it to this, text right here. Then you can change it custom, and you can make it whatever you want, right? So you can change that to prompted, and it will update. And then we've got a dynamic image badge. So this one is actually reading a metafield in the product itself. So in this way, we can actually have different badges for every product. So here you have a Canadian flag, but if you wanted to change that, we could go to our prompted original t-shirt. And we can update our image to something else, right? So we could pick, say, this American flag here instead. Once we save that, and let's just save this. And after refreshing, you can see that it's updated to the American flag here. So that's a dynamic way of setting up our badges. Could be really useful if you have different details that you want to put onto the image itself that differ between your different products. Okay, we can change a position, right? So right now it's top left. You can change it to top right. And the other badges can be shifted as well. So right now they're all bottom right with the sale, but you can split it, right? So you can make this on the bottom left instead. And now the new is on the left side. You can place it at top right. So they're all independent, right? The same goes for your original badges, right? So if you come to your badges area here, this is where the standard badges are being controlled, and you can also kind of change where that's showing up. So you could make that, oh, it's already bottom right, but you can make it top right, for example. Stack with the sale up there. Okay, so let's keep moving on. We've got some different settings for the image style, right? So we can select the image that we want to use, and we can also even change the size of it, right? So you make it bigger, you can make it smaller, right? Right now it's the flag again because we used the dynamic, right? So that's why it's not showing this image here. If we come back to our static image, then it'll change it back to the sale badge right there. But yeah, those are our settings, right? We can change the text, we can change the position, we can change the image, and you can do this for all three of the badges, right? So the badge 2 right now is a text one, but you could maybe change that to the dynamic image instead, and it will update to the flag that we have there. Okay, so that's our customization. This is how you can add your own custom product badges or dynamic badges to your store. Now, if you have a lot of products that you want to edit all at once, and you have some custom logic or rules that you want to apply these labels to these products, then probably the best way to do that is to use a bulk editing tool like Hexstum, Bulk Product Edit, or Matrixify, because then you can use their conditional logic to make modifications to the product metafields that we add. And then that way you can actually update all of the products you want to be new, for example, based on some sort of condition that you've set, whether it's a tag or a date that was uploaded, whatever it may be. Those two tools are super powerful for bulk edits, and you can use it for this customization as well. All right, so if you like this customization and you want to add it to your store, then stick around because now we're going to do the tutorial. Let's take a look. So here we have just added a fresh new install of Dawn. So it's Dawn version 13.0.1, but it should work for the other free Shopify themes as well. And you can see here, if we look at our pages again, our product page, we only have that default badge here, the sale one that comes with the free Shopify themes. And so we're just going to add those back in so you can see the whole process. What we're first going to do is we're going to go to the custom data area. So that's settings and then custom data. And we're going to create 4 new metafields. And those metafields are going to be used to help control how the badges are going to show up. So the first one is going to be custom badge 1. And we're just going to make this a true or false. So it's a Boolean. And if you want to show the badge, we'll be setting that as true. So we'll just save that. And then we're going to do 2 and 3 in the exact same way, right? So it's going to be custom badge 2. And then it's going to be a Boolean as well, true or false. And then custom badge 3 as well is going to be the same. So you're going to want to name them exactly the same as I have them here, custom badges 1, 2, and 3, because the code is actually looking directly for this namespace and key. So so just make sure to use the same one here, so then you don't run into that problem later. Okay, and the fourth one that we're going to add, this one is going to be called custom dynamic badge. And again, we're going to want to make sure that you use this exact name because the code's looking for it. And then this one's going to be type file, and we're just going to use images. For these images, I found that it was best if you use PNG, because if you have any transparency in the image, then you can actually see the image underneath it by doing that. But with other formats like JPEG, it's just going to be covering the entire area that you put it in there. So we'll see what that looks like a little bit later with the badge that we add. But my recommendation is to use PNG. Okay, so now we've got our meta fields. We can head back to our themes area and we can edit code. Now, before you do, make sure to make a duplicate of your theme. Just in case anything goes wrong, you can always revert back to your old version without trying to figure out what went wrong and troubleshooting all that. You can just quickly go back to the old one. So do that first, and then you can edit code. Or if you're just using a brand new, fresh new install, then you should be okay. Okay, so edit code. And we're going to be editing some files in here, and we're going to be creating a couple files as well. The first one we're going to be editing is the settings underscore schema.json config file. And we can just do a little control F and look for badge. And you're going to see here, there's this section for the badges. This area here is actually, if we go to customize theme. So I'll show you what these settings, where these settings are in the theme editor. So theme editor, you can just go to the settings wheel, and then you can see here badges, right? So you have these different settings here, position, corner radius, color scheme, right? So you can see here, we've got position, radius, color schemes, right? So these settings here represent the theme editor settings right here. And so we're gonna just add a brand new section right underneath that, right? So this is where the badge one ends, right? So it's gonna be if you're using a fresh new install of Dawn around 1270, and the next one here, brand information name. So we place some spacing in between, and we're just going to copy and paste our first block of code, which is right here. And then we can save that. And if we refresh and scroll back down, we're going to see there's a brand new section right here called custom badges. So this is what we just added. These are the settings that we were looking at earlier in the demo part of this video. But right now, these settings don't do anything because we haven't added the rest of the code to read these values. But it does show up in the theme editor, and this is what it would look like. Okay, so the next step is to go to the card product.liquid. So this file controls how these different cards are shown. So a card is this product right here. So this is on card, this is one card. So collections, featured collections, anytime you see multiple products in a grid-like format, then it's going to be using product cards. And so that's what this file is for. And we're going to be editing this because this is where we want our badges to show up. So if you just control F and type in badge again, you're going to see here that there's a section where it defines how the badges are being shown. And what we're going to do is we're going to come right here where it says div class card badge settings.badge position, add a little bit space above it, and then we're going to go to where this div ends, which is this one right here, and we're going to create a little bit of space below it. So we're just isolating this section right here. We're not going to need this portion of the code anymore. I tend to like to comment it out, so let's just do that. But you could also just delete this section because you've already backed it up with your copy. Okay, so we've commented that out, and then what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste our second code block right here underneath it. Okay, and so this is the new logic that is going to control how our badges are going to show up on our cards, our product cards. And you're going to see here that we're rendering this file here. This file doesn't exist yet, so we're going to create that. Add a new snippet, and it's going to be called custom badge product card, right? That's what we're referencing here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste the code for this file right here and save. Okay, so now what we've done is we've actually created the logic to get the badges to show up on the collection page. So we can quickly show what that looks like. So if we, let's say, go to a collection page here, and we go to our badges. So right now, by default, it has the badges off, right? So we don't have to use all three. We can only use one or two. But let's say we want to use it on the product cards only, so on the collection page. And then we're going to need to go to our product and just scroll down here. We're going to set our custom badge 1 to true so that it shows up. And now if we come back to our theme editor, just refresh our page here. You can see it showing up custom, right? Right there, you can see it showing up custom. We can, again, change this, right? So maybe this is new. And we've got our first badge showing up. And like I was saying earlier, we can also change the position. Right now it's bottom left. Let's make it bottom right, for example. So we can individually change where each badge is being shown. So if you want one on all four corners, you could do that. Or if you want them all to be in the same corner, you could do that as well. Okay, so that's how it shows up on the collection page. Now let's just continue and add it to our product pages as well. To do that, we're going to go back to our code editor, and we're going to look for the price.liquid file. So this is a liquid snippet, a code snippet that is on the product page itself. It's actually just this price section here, and this is where the badges are currently coded. And so we're just adding the additional badges to the end of the existing ones. Okay, so we're just gonna Control F and look for badge, right? So we can see here, this is, it's got some references to the badge here, but we're gonna keep moving down. And right here, okay, if show badges, then it's gonna do all this stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're going to come right before the end if, and we're just gonna create some space, right, to isolate this area. And we're just going to copy and paste our code block right into there, right? So this is similar logic to what we did with the collection page with some minor changes because it's for the product page. And we're going to create a new file, right? So in this case, we're looking for custom badge product page. So we're gonna add a new snippet, and we're gonna call this custom badge product page. And then in here, we're going to copy and paste our code for that. So let's save both of these files. And now, if we refresh our page here, it doesn't quite work yet because I forgot to go into the settings. So in our settings here, we are saying that it's only going to show on the product card, right? So it's going to show here, but not on the product page like we just saw. So we can actually say, okay, we want on both the product card and the product page. So let's save that. Now if we refresh, there you go, it shows up. All right, so that's pretty much the installation. Right now you've got all the settings and the tools that you need to use it. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna run through a few examples so you can see how to use it, how you can make it work for your own store. So let's go back to the theme editor and let's play with these settings. So we looked at some of these already. Let's dive into this one a little bit more. So we are showing up both the product card and the product page. So if I just refresh here, you can see here shows up on the collections page, right, in the cards, and also shows up here on the product page. Now, if we wanted to show up only on the collection page, we saw that, right? We can change this to product cards only, but you can also do product page only. It'll actually disappear from here. You just saw it disappear, but it will still stay on the product page. So it'll still stay here. Okay, what else can we do? We can make this an image badge, right? So instead of the text badge there, we can select an image, and we've got here this PNG. So this is what I was talking about earlier about the transparency. So this PNG means you see this little circle here, right? Let's actually change this to both. It's got transparency, so you can actually see the background color bleed through there, right? Let's make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. Right, so you can actually see that there's transparency. You can see through the badge. But if you change it to if you're using a JPEG, then it's just going to show the background of the image itself. And so you just have to be careful with what you're doing here. Actually, this one's a PNG as well. You can kind of see there, this black line is on top of the image. Okay, so now that we have that, let's say, this kind of badge makes a little bit more sense to be on the top right or top left. So let's move this to the top left. Okay, and then let's say we want to take that sale and move it to the bottom right. So we can actually go here, badges, right? Because this is one of the default standard badges. We can use that setting there. Okay, we've moved it to the bottom right, and we have now 2 more custom badges that we can use. So the first one, let's show it on both, and yeah, let's make it text, and let's call this new, because we no longer have the other one as new. And then let's do the third one as well as both text as well, and let's make this one popular. Okay, so let's save that and refresh. Right, so it's still not showing up because there's another step that we have to do, is specify which products should actually get the badge. Otherwise, it would just be showing up on every single one of these when that's not what we want. So we go back to our product, and we got to modify these metafields here. So let's just make these true. All right, so let's save. Okay, so let's refresh. And now we can see here, we've got our badges on the left side here, in the 3 corners. So now let's say we want to bring these badges into this corner as well. And these are the same color, so we probably want to differentiate those as well. So let's come back to our theme editor. Let's just refresh so we can actually see our badges first. So custom badges 2, we're going to put that to the bottom right. And then the third one is also going to be bottom right. Okay, so a little bit earlier I was talking about the order that these show up. So the order is going to be the default sale badge, followed by custom badge 1, custom badge 2, and then custom badge 3. Because custom badge 1 is all the way up in this left corner, so we just have 2 and 3 afterwards here. If you want your sale badge to be in the bottom corner instead of like this, then you just hit that reverse button, and then it'll reverse the order, right? And then so popular is now at top. And the same goes if you put everything in the top right, then you might want to reverse, make it back to the normal way so that the sale's in the corner. Okay, so colors. These are the same color, doesn't make too much sense. They don't pop out. So you actually can use these color schemes here. So you can choose one of the ones that already exists, right? So we've got maybe this one here. Popular can now be this gray. Or you can create your own, right? So you can actually go to your theme settings, go to colors, and then add a scheme, and then make your own color. So for example, if I want to make it this, let's say this red here. Let's make this white, solid. Let's make this. Okay, so something like that. And we go back, and then let's change this to red. Okay, so now you've got, well, maybe we should have changed the gray one to red. Okay, let's change this gray one to blue instead. So there we go. Okay, so now we've got a blue, popular, and new is red. And so now all you have to do is go through all your different products and specify in the meta field which ones should get the badges or not, right? If they're new, then they get it. If they're popular, they get it. And like I mentioned previously, if you've got a lot of products and you want some way to use logic to update them all at once, then Hexstem bulk product edit or Matrixify are great for bulk edits like that. You just need to select the products by some sort of logic, right? So if it's a tag that you have, or maybe a collection, whatever it may be, you can use those two tools to select all the products that you want to edit, and then just change the meta fields accordingly. Okay. Now we also have this dynamic badge, right? So I think this one's really interesting. So I'm just going to select an image here. We can use our flags again. So I had a Canadian flag, right? And let's see, on the clothing store here. So let's look at the text to sweatpants. Okay, so text to sweatpants. Okay, and so we're going to turn on custom badge 1 because that's the one with the image, right? So this one's the image. And then we're going to select, let's say the USA flag here. Okay. And then we're just going to save. Then we're going to come back here. So right now it's going to be showing as the static image, but we just need to change this. So image badge changes to dynamic image badge, and then we can save that. Now our Canadian flag shows up, and let's just refresh our page right here. Right, so you can see here, Canadian flag shows up here, American flag shows up there, right? And so that's how you can have different badges for different products. And you can select it just based on the meta field. Okay, so let's jump into the product page again. We can see here you've got all these badges showing up, right? So in some cases, like with the this Canadian flag here, you may or may not want this to show up as a badge like this. And so that's why we have the option here to say product card only. So now it's going to show up on the collection page, if you save that, but we're not going to show that flag on the product page because this maybe this looks a little odd depending on what kind of badge you're using. So we can just refresh that. There we go. Now it's no longer showing here, but it's still showing on our collection page. And similarly here, you can change the order that these show up, right? So if we come back to our settings and we say do normal instead of reversed, we can save that. Then these two are going to rotate positions, so new and then popular. All right, so now you've added product badges to your store. You have it on the collection page, you can have it on the product page, you can even have it on featured collections or any time that a product card is being shown. Now, there's a lot of flexibility you can use with this customization. You can add images, you can change a position, you can change the order, you can make it dynamic. It's really got a lot of features here just to make it work for you. So whatever your store sells, however you like to format your store, I think there's going to be something here for you to be able to use. As always, if you like this customization, it would really mean a lot to me if you subscribed. It really helps us keep this channel going, keeps us making these free tutorials for you. But until then, I'll see you in the next one.